Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here. In this video I'm going to be bringing Adronis in, and Adronis is going to be talking about the LGBT Grand Teachers. We are here at this time, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We have been asked by the channel to share information relating to the idea of the LGBT movement and how they are indeed grand teachers. Now again, throughout your planet, throughout many of the centuries, throughout many millennia, have there been these very crude, strict, conditional forms relating to the idea of appointed partnership, of the idea of feeling that there must only be the relationships of that pertaining to a man and a woman, and that this has been heavily enforced throughout these many spans of generations, throughout the entirety of your planet, all based upon the idea of diluted forms of religious propaganda. The feeling that anyone that indulges in the idea of anything different between the love of a man and a woman is basically an abomination, is the idea of feeling that they are demonic, that they are inhuman in that particular type of way, and that this cannot be permitted. Understand that everything within creation is permitted. If it were not permitted, you would not be experiencing it. It is not the idea of feeling that you are putting all of your faith into the idea of a diluted book, feeling that there must be the love only between a man and a woman. This again has been happening for a great deal of time, and the entire reason, in that sense many reasons, why the LGBT movement has taken place on a much more larger, explosive level is because they are needed upon this planet at this time. Not only through the idea of what you would know as population balancing, but also through the idea of them sharing deeper levels of love than what has been often shared upon through the idea of what you would know as the conventionality, the idea of the heterosexual form of the man and the woman. That the whole idea is that love exists in all forms. Love exists eternally. There are animals upon your planet that are also in corroboration to the idea of bisexuality and homosexuality as well. So understand that everything that is taking place upon your world is meant to express itself in the state to which it has been allowed, to which it has been permitted, through the idea of the lesbian, of the bisexual, of the gay, of the transsexual. These are all parts of divine nature, and that they are in fact grand teachers of love. They are showing you more about how humanity can evolve its state of love, rather than the idea of, shall we say, the archaic degree of only having the love between a man and a woman. For the idea of souls stretch beyond the idea of archetypes pertaining to gender. These particular forms of human beings, just as you, are attempting to share with you that love exists in this particular way, and that they are going into the deeper trenches to showing how this love can be born. And so the whole idea here is not to feel that, again, this must be an abomination. There is no abomination in the form of creation. Everything is permitted. As we've stated, if it was not meant to be, it would not meant to be. That's the simple way of it. So the whole idea here is that yes, there is population balancing. Yes, there is an incredible amount of teachings being brought forward through the LGBT community that are showing you about how to express yourselves, about how different energies of different polarities working together in different genders and archetypes are now starting to share this expansive seed with the entire planet. They are helping you to grow. They are helping you to evolve. They are showing you much more pristine levels of love. In fact, it is not uncommon from to where we exist that our energy in that sense, yes, is androgynous. But again, there are many different civilizations that are entirely bisexual. There are other particular types of civilizations that are entirely homosexual. There are other civilizations in that sense that are also transsexual. This happens. This is all part from, shall we say, as above, so below. So again, this is not uncommon. You will discover that in the many years ahead, when you start to diversify yourself in becoming a galactic-based community, that you will meet other particular forms of beings who are, yes, heterosexual, but also bisexual, but also homosexual, but also transsexual. All of them will represent that idea, because that is all expression. That is the idea of sharing love upon this planet. And so the whole idea of where this hatred of the idea of what you would know as homophobic tendencies come together is all rooted from an archaic system. The archaic system in that sense of something to create some level of punishment and some type of order relating to the idea of attempting to maintain this heterosexual bubble. In that sense, to diversify, or shall we say kink, the diversity pertaining to the idea of one's own sexual orientation. Simply because, again, it is a different expression of love. And it only breeds fear. It only breeds hatred. It only breeds anger. It is no more different than your racism. And so the whole idea of this sexism, this whole idea in that sense of homophobic tendencies, this whole idea of racism is completely unnecessary. It is not meant to feel that this is going to catapult you into an evolutionary level. It is basically the result, it is basically the byproduct of ignorance and arrogance. And so the whole idea here is that your LGBT community, that all people upon your planet are truly one in their expressions, in their beingness, in their souls, in their hearts, and in their minds. That is who they are. And they are helping to contribute in bringing forward a powerful rainbow energy upon this planet. And this is again why much of the LGBT community utilizes the imagery of the rainbow. It is not just the idea in that sense of contrast pertaining to love, but it is actually them sharing that love together with the world that represents all bands and frequencies. The community of the LGBT are grand teachers of love, are grand teachers of contrast, of the rainbow energy, and are working to bring that upon the planet to share how humanity itself can truly love itself more differently than it ever thought possible. I am Adronis of Sirius. Thank you again for the opportunity of this interaction today. We will now return to the conduit. We will speak to you again, as now is forever, and all is one. Goodbye. All right. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and of course I'll just follow up a bit of a conclusion here as well too before we wrap up the video. So again, I myself am a heterosexual male, so I am not in the LGBT community, but I have a great amount of respect. I have a lot of friends who are within the LGBT community, and they're the most wonderful friends I can imagine. They're just amazing people, and I go on Facebook and I look at the social media, and I see how there's just really been this uproar relating to the idea of the LGBT community. And it really does get to a point where it's almost nauseating, where it's very sickening, and that people, again, just live by the scriptures of the book, scriptures of the Bible, and feeling that this must be what has to be. The idea of the feeling of someone who's gay, someone who's bisexual, someone who's transsexual, and that they need to shapen themselves up. They can't do this. They're an abomination. There is nothing in the Bible that represents the idea of those exact words, that a person in that sense, a man to a man, is an abomination, or a woman to a woman is an abomination. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I was born into that particular type of religion. And not once, in any of the times that I ever read the Bible, Was there anything of that particular type of nature? And so again, this is all just part of discrimination. This is all just part of different forms of fear, anxiety, propaganda that has been put together for many millennia because of the idea of the insecurities. And again, it all works together in the favor of wealth. It all works together in the feeling that there needs to be some type of status quo here. And we're in 2016 right now. We're not in the Dark Ages, the medieval times in that sense. We're now starting to transcend into more lighter ages right now. And so to everybody who I've felt who has really just put on these really harsh comments to the lesbian, to the gay, to the bisexual, to the transsexual community, you really need to start looking at yourself in the mirror a lot more and understanding that they are human beings just as you. They have chosen a different path about how to express themselves to the degree of love. But again, love is love. It exists in nature. Again, as Adronis was saying, there's animals in the natural animal kingdom that involve themselves in certain forms of bisexual or homosexual tendencies. This is not uncommon. And so it's really, really important that everybody start working together with this energy of the heart, because that is your Bible. It is not this piece of paper. It's not this several hundreds of pages of information of feeling that that's how you're going to live your life. And I don't wish to discriminate any particular type of religious fundamentalism, but religion, by like any other form, is a template. It is basically showing you aspects of basic morality, but again, it's not meant to be the feeling that you have to live your entire life through a book, through a Bible, through whatever else that may come through your religion. The whole idea is that the true religion starts from the heart. The true religion starts with you. It starts with your own self-worship. It is the realization that when you actually take very strong management of your life and you see the soulfulness of yourself, you're going to expand in many different directions. You're going to see the true world as it is, rather than living by this drape that is covered over your eyes to make it feel that, well, the Bible is telling me to do this. This holy book is telling me to do that. My guru is attempting to tell me this. This other person is attempting to tell me that. As long as you live by that code, you live with a veil over your eyes. So it's very, very important that you re-educate yourself, you re-evaluate yourself, and move past the idea of the archaic stupidity of feeling that an abomination exists within people who are LGBT, or again, racism, whatever it may be. This is archaic, and we don't need it in our society right now. So again, this message especially goes out to those people that feel that they have some particular type of issue, some particular type of insecurity relating to the new humanity, the humanity that is now starting to expand by leaps and bounds. And again, it's not just the LGBT community that's utilizing this rainbow. They really emphasize that, and that's fantastic. But we all are. We're all starting to shed this light throughout the entire planet. We're all surfing this rainbow energy. And so I'm in complete love and support with all of my friends, regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of their state of race, of their idea of ethnicity. That doesn't matter. Under the sky, we're all one family. And so I just want to share that with everybody here, and just being able to look at all this stuff on social media. And for those of you, again, who have seen this just like I have and are really being disgusted by it, well, that's just giving us more of a approach to help us shift our reality, to look into ourselves and stand up and say, hey, this is my perspective. This is what I'm going to do through action. This is what is going to make my reality more genuine, by inviting in my friends who are in the LGBT, by inviting in my friends who are, again, different colors, creeds, ethnicities, everything, and making them a part of my life, because I'm going to make that world. And the more of us that can do that, the more of us are going to see a collective world that follows in kind to that example. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Take care, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.